you'll have your hands full with that for a little bit. Once you've found a potential product, God willing, it'll, not be Chinese New Year anymore, and you'll be able to lock that all in, get it all situated. But it's exciting stuff. It is exciting stuff. China, I think that every seller, whether it's your first year or your third year, I think every seller at some point has a run in with Chinese New Year. I know I have. It's like a rite of passage almost. Having something get delayed because of Chinese New Year, or maybe it just so happens to be when you're launching a new product. How did you do this? I sell products on Amazon. Like, how did I get started? Or are you asking, like, how do I actually, like, what are the steps? How do you find trustworthy suppliers? I find them on Alibaba. I do private label, so I'm not reselling existing brands. I'm creating my own brands. And then in terms of trustworthy suppliers, make sure they have trade assurance, make sure that they have a good star rating, been in business for at least 2 years, and then make sure to keep all communication on Alibaba. Both. Well, I guess these are both kind of similar questions. So, how do you start? What's your story? Just out of curiosity. Was working for my cousins, a warehouse job when I was 18 years old, had graduated high school in 2017. No direction, wasn't going to college, wasn't the, academic student or anything like that. Wanted to be a rapper, was working for my cousins while pursuing my rap career, wasn't a real career. And then my cousins kept telling me, hey, you should sell on Amazon. Hey, you should sell on Amazon. That was the warehouse job I was working. I was working for my cousins. And they they finally convinced me. There was a few things that actually convinced me to move forward. We could talk about that if you guys want to, but I was reluctant. I was like, nah, I'm going to be a rapper, son. I wasn't actually that good, but everybody that I was around at the time thought that that was the way to success, because we're watching the music videos, going to the concerts, you see the diamond chains, the cars, all of that. And so finally decided to start. And January 1st, 2019, I launched my very first Amazon business. My very first month being live, which was the month of January, 7 years ago this month, I had done $10,000 in top line revenue profitably. I got the #1 bestseller badge on my Amazon listing. Within 1 year, I had left working for my cousins. I was working for myself. I had, one more thing, big piece of the story. I was also sleeping on my best friend's couch when I started my business because I left home because of some family drama. I was broke, didn't have a car. After I started, was able to get my car, was able to go get an apartment, was able to work for myself, and never looked back since. How often do you update the course? As needed, anything that needs to be updated, whether it's like we notice it or the students bring it up, we'll get it updated right away. So excited to start. Let's go, Cindy. Welcome to the program. Positive. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Are you doing better than your cousins now, numbers wise? I know this is such an innocent question, so don't take what I'm about to say like towards you, show. I actually really don't like this question. Trust me, I would ask the question too if I was on the other side of it, but I don't like this question just because, doing better than, like, to me doesn't matter, because like whether I do better or they do better, like without them, they're the piece of the equation. Without them, I can't do better or worse than them on Amazon. You know what I mean? Numbers wise, we do more numbers, but I don't know. I also have operate more accounts now. So like, had they taken the route that I did, they'd be bigger sellers than I am. So yeah, but all that stuff, like I said, and again, I would ask the question too, show. It's an honest question. I'd be curious. But yeah, at the end of the day, like they I have everything to thank them for. I'm starting my Amazon journey. Let's go. How do you source? I don't sell existing brand name products. I sell my own products in deck. So I'm sourcing from Alibaba. I would say 80% of the products that I sell are from Alibaba. How much is the program? What's all included? So if you go to the pinned video in my profile, I actually break down everything that is included. I'll give you the rundown now, though. I mean, you have my A to Z curriculum, most in-depth Amazon ad guide. You have direct access to me. You have a one-on-one call with me, weekly group coaching calls. We literally just got off our call 20 minutes ago with the students. We have our in-house freight forwarder service where on average students save like 50% on shipping. We have our inspection service. We have our trademark service. We have our in-house listing creation service. The same designers, copywriters who create my Amazon listings will create yours. We have a sourcing service where we'll go and contact and negotiate with manufacturers on your behalf. So it's not even classified as a course because it's a one-stop shop. It's a full ecosystem for Amazon sellers. It's not done for you. It's probably closer to like done with you. But yeah, full ecosystem. Every step of the way, you have the resources that you need. Can't forget the day ones. Nah, there's two sides. You 110% got to switch up on some day ones. That's just how it is. And then there's some day ones that you can never switch up on. You know, like you see the videos of like, you got to drop you got to drop people who aren't on the path as you, and you got to leave them behind. I 95% agree with that. The 5% I disagree with is like I had homies who they couldn't get on the path, and it was like, listen, man, peace out. But I had homies who it's like beyond business. Like you have a bond where it's like, man, you could be broke, you could be homeless, and I'm still gonna rock with you. Now, if you start making crazy decisions that I just can't rock with, like ethical things like that, then that could be different, like having to distance yourself from somebody. But yeah, like my best friend who let me sleep on his couch, he's rocking solid now, but there was a point where he was living the same life that I had left when I started the business. He was partying, doing all this stuff. I mean, bro, same thing. Like just like my cousins. Had it not been for him, I'm not in this position that I am indirectly. Do I switch up on my brother like that? No, that's my dog. It doesn't matter. I'll have his back no matter what. There was maybe 2 or 3 friends that were like that, where it's like, I got you regardless of like your position, because it's not about financial position, by the way. It's not like, oh, I make money now, so I'm going to drop my day ones. It's like mindset. It's like, what kind of energy do I want to be around? Do you add value to my life and vice versa? And not add value like transactional. Like, are we sitting there having great times together where it's not like detrimental, going out, drinking, partying? You know what I'm saying? Like, can you just, or is it good vibes? Are we sitting having good conversations, philosophical, ethical, things like that? Are we talking money? Are we going to the gym together? Like I had a homie, he wasn't business oriented at the time. He is now, but that was my gym dog. Like I was in the best shape of my life going to the gym with him every day. You know what I'm saying? So there's different values to different life or to different people. And you can't switch up on everybody. But 95% of the people you're going to have to switch up on because they're going to weigh you down. That's for sure. Sylvie, thank you for the follow. I see it as day ones make you who you are now, so good or bad. Yeah, for sure. I mean, everybody that you cross paths with is going to play a influence into who you are today as a person. You know what I mean? Like my cousins who were my mentors when I started selling on Amazon. They've been in my life my whole life, you know. They were there when I was a newborn. But had my path not crossed with them in the business realm, like in the sense of me going and working for them at their Amazon business and like certain things happening, you're not in the position. And then same thing, like I left, I made a video about this on YT recently, but I had left home because of some family drama. At the time, it was like the worst thing that had ever happened. I was like it sounds dramatic when you say it, when I say it, but like when I was in it, it really was like the worst thing at the time. In hindsight, it really was not the worst thing that could happen. I was in the storm. I was in a dark place. But had that not happened, that was considered a bad. Somebody that I crossed paths with, it was really bad. There was conflict. It got ugly. Ended up being the reason why I was staying with my friend, which ended up being the reason why I was so close to my cousin's work, which ended up being the reason why that became my job and I was moving up the ranks and they started teaching me how to sell on Amazon. And then, you know what I mean? It's the butterfly effect. Can you give a step-by-step tutorial on how to list? Go to your Amazon Seller Central account, go to the top three little lines, click on it, inventory, add a product, click create blank form. It's going to give you select the category that the product is in and then fill out the information that Amazon tells you. I have a YT video on this. I love how grateful you are for each experience. It's all part of your journey. 100%. 100%. It's, there's a lot of things where there's like unanswered questions and you don't, like I have conflicting thoughts and I think that that's very normal for humans. Like I have the side of like everything happens for a reason. And then I think that there's some things where we literally don't know why they happened and we may never know in our lifetime. It's all good, show. Good to see you, brother. But everything is on your path and everything on your path in one way or another, good or bad, forms you to who you are. Like when I was going down this road, not a good road, and I came to a crossroads. This is the butterfly effect. Depending on what I did in life, I could have gone down a road that maybe would have led to my demise, quite literally, or I went down the path that I went on. Is an LLC required? No. What's your take home? 10 to 15%? No. On this account, over 40% margins after everything. Across accounts, because this is 1 out of 4 large Amazon accounts, 1 out of 5 Amazon accounts. One of them is new. The average profit margin is 36%. That's after FBA fees, cost of goods, shipping, returns, Amazon ads, everything. The Amazon business model that usually has those margins are like arbitrage and wholesale. That's when you're selling existing brands. I sell my own brand. Are images enough to stand out in the market? No, bro, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That is not it right there. Your listing, it's kind of like quality, nobody. The quality of your product should be better regardless. Like that's not an improvement. That should be your standard. If you were an athlete, like is your standard to coast and just do what everybody else does, or is your standard to like, have a Mamba mentality? So same thing applies to business. Like you could be like everybody else and be like, oh, my listing is okay, whatever. Or you can, or in my quality is okay, it's whatever. Or you can be like, no, I'm launching this product and it's going to be the best quality, and I'm creating this listing and it's going to be the best listing. Cool, standard. There's a difference between a standard and adding value. So no, sir, images, quality. I'll hear people say that, and what's your differentiator? I'm gonna improve the quality. Okay. So should everybody else who's striving to launch something. So yeah, Long-winded answer, but I think it's important. Differentiation, adding value, is changing the design, improving the design. And when I say improving, I don't mean improving the quality. I mean improving the design itself. So that still falls into changing the design. Adding a bonus item that's relevant to the product. So like improving a design, I'll give you a really good example. I know somebody who launched a product. It was a big product, bigger than a product that I would ever launch and probably all of you would ever launch. And to assemble this product, like you quite literally needed like 2 to 3 people. So one of their differentiators, this was just one, this was not their only thing, was creating it where like one person can assemble it. How do I explain it? Almost think of if you had to build a house, right? And so you had to have a bunch of people all holding the walls. Okay, so I'm holding a wall, this person, before we can put the roof on. So you need 4 people. Now, almost picture that. That was everyone else's product. But theirs was like where maybe I pull this tab and then all 4 walls assemble. So that was adding the function, like adding value. But they did a few other things as well that had to do with the design, and their product ended up doing really well. So like to me, that's differentiation. Oh, my image looks better. No sorry. Also, y'all, make sure you guys go show some, and gals, go show some love to my last few videos. I'm not ending the live right now, but just shameless plug. I do these lives for free. And I'm really into the video comment responses right now. So if y'all have questions and want me to make a video about it, go leave a comment on the video and I'll make a video comment response about your comment. And we get it rocking and rolling. And new YT video out right now from this week. It's a banger of a video, if I do say so myself. One of my favorite videos that I've dropped. Next week's video is actually going to be one of my favorites as well that I've dropped. So if you're not subscribed, make sure that you are. And make sure you guys are dropping questions, because as much as I love being on the live, today, not so much feeling the talking to myself all live. Yesterday and the day before, we had some pop-in lives. Those were great. If I have a newer version of my product, can I use the same listing and reviews? Yes, you can. Technically, Amazon would tell you no, but yes, you can, 100%. I have done it all the time. I know people who have done it all the time. Amazon themselves, like I said, will try to say, no, you can't do that. You have to create a new listing. That is what I call a load of bollocks. All right. Do y'all have more questions? Are we good? I mean, we were at it for 30 minutes. I was going to go for 40 minutes, which we still can. So make sure you ask your questions now if you've got them, and we'll get it rocking and rolling while we wait, in case we do. Last video talking about the blessings of owning a successful business. Second to last video talking about the Amazon Vine program. And third to last video, what are the best Amazon PPC ad campaigns? What do you think about bundling to differentiate? I like it if it's relevant. So the example I always like to use, obviously this already exists, but like the whiteboard, if you're selling a whiteboard, bundling something like whiteboard markers, magnets, and whiteboard eraser, that's a great bundling option. People are going to use those products together. Like it's almost 100% guarantee that if somebody is buying a whiteboard, they at one point or another will buy a whiteboard marker to use for that whiteboard. So if I'm selling a whiteboard, it would make a lot of sense for me to offer that with my product. Now, again, that's been tried and true. That's existed forever. But like that's the way that you should think when you are trying to bundle for your product on Amazon. Like with the frequently bought together, not so much. The same thing applies. Is it relevant? So if it's relevant, then I'm about it. If it adds value, like truly adds value, I'm about it. Do you have a replay of today's Zoom for the students? Luke, I missed it. I do, Cindy. I literally hopped on live right after the call. I'm going to hop off live in like 9 minutes or so. And as soon as I get off live, I'm going to upload it to the curriculum and I'll announce it in the FB group. So yeah, I think you're in the FB group, Cindy. I think I remember recently accepting you. That's going to be your signal for everything, like when the calls are, when certain announcements are happening. Okay, you are sweet. Okay, so then you've seen it. But yeah, so that's also where I'll announce when the calls are uploaded into the curriculum, if new lessons are uploaded into the curriculum or updated. What is a good profit margin? On an established product, 30% after ads. On a brand new product, 30% before ads, because you're going to scale up your profit margins as you start to establish that product more. So 30% brand new product, 30% pre-ads. If it's not a brand new product and it's established, I would hope that I'm at least a 30% profit margin after ads. One of the criteria points that I use for product research is if I'm launching a product, it has to be at a 30% profit margin after FBA fee, minimum 30% profit margin after FBA fees, cost of goods, and shipping. Hold on. Excuse me. All right, let's. God bless you. God bless you. When you have winning product, is it better to launch more variations or launch new product? Not a one size fits all answer with that one. It really, really just depends. What is this? I don't think I posted this. Ooh, no, I did not. Okay, sorry, y'all. I was looking at something. What were we just talking about? What was the last one? Oh yeah, so it depends. So like there's some markets where you launch a version of a product, let's say like the boys version, and then the girls version is like a strong enough market where if you added that variation, it's going to increase your revenue if it's successful. But then there's some markets where like a variation that you launch, like maybe there's not a catch for it. So it's like, yeah, your effort would have been better to launch a new product. And I would base that all on data, like the market and data. Do you work with Canadians? Yes. The most amount of my students are in the US. The second most amount of my students, we have a large percentage, is from Canada. And then third, I would say, is Australia. Fourth, UK, or like, let's just put all of Europe in fourth. Alex, thank you for sharing the live. What do you think of Rufus? Is it important to be listed there? Yeah, Amazon uses Rufus and what's the other one? Why am I blanking on it? Cosmo to SEO rank your product. Now I'm saying this, but mind you, nobody fully knows how Amazon's algorithm works. They don't publicly disclose that. But what we do know is that they do use those for SEO. So yeah, when you're creating your listing, either you or whoever's creating it would want to understand how that works. What's the best way to increase reviews? Initially, when you first launch Amazon Vine program, after you start getting sales and you're out of the Amazon Vine program, I would say request a review tool. Amazon lets you request a review on all orders. You're not going to do that individually on every order. So a tool like Helium 10 or Jungle Scout lets you do it like mass requests. Do you have a one-on-one call? I only do one-on-one calls with my mentorship students times. So yes, but only for my students. Y'all can see the AMZ Masterclass in the TikTok bio. And I also have a pinned video on my profile talking about it. And then 2 pinned videos on my profile right now, actually. And then 3, that was actually just 2. Thanks, going to like your new post. Hey, I appreciate that, dearie. Yeah, y'all make sure you go show some love to my last few videos. And also make sure to check out the AMZ Masterclass, because we're making a big announcement soon. And once that announcement happens, the price is going up. I am going to hop off though right now. Show some love to the last few videos. Turn on live notifications so that you know when I'm going live. I don't have a set time. Sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 4. Today it was 6. I'm PST time in SoCal. So on that note, I hope everybody has a blessed rest of their night. I will, God willing, be live tomorrow, probably earlier than today. And go check out my last few videos. Go check out the AMZ Masterclass. God bless you all. See you soon.